Dumela. Let's us do the calculation of sales, cost of sales, or gross profit when you are either given cost of sales, gross profit, or sales, and the markup. Now, when you start calculating any of these three, you will be given one of them. Please note that when you are given the markup, when they tell you that we mark up our goods on cost price, it means that your cost of sales percentage will always be at 100%. And our gross profit percentage will be the actual markup that is given. And for this example one, the actual markup given is 20%. To determine the sales value or the sales percentage or the selling price, it'll be at 100%. You will use the simple principle here. To get the amount you want, you take the amount you have, you multiply it by the percentage you want, you divide it by the percentage you have. For example, in this example one here, we are given cost of sales, which is 5,600. And the cost of sales percentage is 100. All right. Let's say you want to calculate your sales value. What is your sales percentage? Your sales percentage for this specific example is 120. If you want sales, you will take the amount that you have, which is this 5,600. So that is the amount we have. You multiply by the amount you want, by the percentage you want. We want this 120. You will definitely take this 5,600, multiply it by 120, and divide it by the percentage of what you have. What we have is cost of sales, and the percentage of cost of sales is 100. So basically, you will take this 5,600, multiply it by 120, because that's what we want, and divide it by 100, because that 5,600 is the cost price, and the cost price percentage is 100. And that'll give you your sales value, which is 6,720. Now, to calculate your gross profit, you will just take your sales value minus your cost of sales value. It will give you your gross profit. And that will be 6,720 minus 5,600. And your gross profit will be 1,120. Let us say you wanted to calculate gross profit without using this method, but to use the percentage method that I just taught you now. And let's say you wanted to use the sales value. So the sales value is 6,720. If I wanted gross profit, I was going to take that 6,720 and multiply it by my gross profit percentage, which is 20. So I was going to multiply it by this 20 because I want the gross profit percentage. And I was going to divide it by the percentage of what I'm given. This 6,720 is the sales value. So I will just divide it by the sales percentage, which is 120. And when I divide it by 120, and I press the equal sign, it gives me that 1,120. What if I wanted to calculate gross profit using cost of sales? I was going to take the cost of sales value of 5,600, which is the amount I have, and then I was going to multiply it by my gross profit percentage for this specific example, which is 20. And I was going to divide it by my cost of sales percentage, which is this 100 over there. And equal sign, it still gives me that 1,120. That's it. You need to understand that your sales value is not at 100%. It is at 100% plus the markup percentage. Remember that. And your cost of sales value will always be at 100% because we are adding our markup to the cost of sales amount. All right. Let us do more examples. All right. For number 2, what are we given? We are given the sales value, which is 13,650, and the markup percentage, which is 30%. Firstly, I'm gonna complete the percentage table, which is this one here. Cost of sales is at 100 for number 2, and your gross profit percentage will be at 30, meaning that your selling price percentage is at 130. We were given the sales value. And how much do we have as a sales value? The sales value is 13,650. What is it that I want to calculate first? I want to calculate cost of sales, but I'm only given the sales value. How do I calculate cost of sales when I'm given the sales value? You will use this formula. I want cost of sales, but I'm given the sales value. I'm going to multiply by the cost of sales percentage, which is what I want, which is this 100 here. And then I'm going to divide by the sales value percentage, which is what I have because I was given the 13,000. And the sales value will be that 130. So to calculate cost of sales, I'm going to take that 13,650 multiplied by 100 and divided by 130. And that was going to give me 10,500. Now, using the same sales value, how would I calculate gross profit? I will take the sales value that I am given, which is 13,650, multiply that by 100 because, well, I'm not looking for cost of sales. I'm looking for gross profit. So my gross profit percentage, let me go back and see what my gross profit percentage is. My gross profit percentage is this 30, so I'm going to multiply by that 30. And divide by what I have the percentage of the sales value I was given, which is 130. It should give me gross profit of 3,150. What if I wanted to use cost of sales? I was going to put in the cost of sales value that I've just calculated, which is 10,500. If I calculate gross profit from that, because cost of sales percentage is 100, I'll just divide by 100 there. I'll multiply by 30 because I'm looking for gross profit. But I will now divide by 100 because I'm using the cost of sales value, and the cost of sales percentage is 100. You divide by the percentage of the value you have. Now, the percentage of the cost of sales value is 100, and you can press the equal sign. It'll give you a gross profit, which is 3,150. There you go. For number 3, I am given gross profit, which is 3,000, and I am given the markup percentage of 25%. Let me complete my percentage table. Cost of sales is at 100. Markup percentage is 25, and my sales value will be 125, which is 100% plus the 25. For number 3, I am, however, given the gross profit, which is 3,000. Remember the formula. You take you determine what you want, and then you take what you have, you multiply by the percentage of what you want, you divide by the percentage of what you have. I have gross profit here, and since I've got gross profit, I know that I have to either calculate the sales value or the cost of sales value. I started by calculating the sales value. Now, what is the sales percentage? The sales percentage is 125, so I'm going to multiply by 125, but I was given gross profit, so I will divide by the 25. I will take the gross profit value, multiply it by 125, and divide it by 25. And that will give me a sales amount, which will be 15,000. What if I wanted cost of sales using gross profit? If I was using this 3,000, I was going to take that 3,000 multiplied by 125. Well, I want cost of sales, so I was going to multiply it by 100 and divide it by 25. That is because the 3,000 is the gross profit. So I will divide by the gross profit percentage, which is that 25, and I want cost of sales. Cost of sales is 100. I will multiply by cost of sales percentage, which is that 100. And you press the equal sign, it will give you cost of sales of 12,000 Rand. Otherwise, you can just take your sales value of 15,000 minus the 3,000. It will give you a cost of sales value of 12,000. For the last one, you just calculate gross profit there. To calculate gross profit, you will just have to take 40,000 minus cost of sales, which is 30,000. It'll give you a gross profit of 3,000. Or otherwise, if you choose to use the percentage, which is 33 and 1/3, you will have to use this in your calculator. Okay. In this first box here, you will put 33. In that numerator box, you will put 1. In this denominator box, you will put 3. And that'll give you what 33 and 1/3 is as a percentage. And you can just use that to calculate what you want. So since I have, let me say I wanted to calculate gross profit using the sales value, I was going to take that 40,000 multiplied by gross profit, which is 33, divided by 133,333. That 3 is recurring. Okay. In case you are confused as to what I'm talking about, you can start by completing this percentage table where cost of sales is 100 and your gross profit percentage will be 33,3 recurring, and your selling price will be 133,3 recurring. So all I did is I was given sales value. So I was calculating my gross profit using the sales value. So I was going to take this divided by that sales value of 100, sales percentage of 133. If I was using the 30,000, I was still going to take this 33%, but I was going to multiply that by 30,000 and divide it by the cost of sales value, which was cost of sales percentage, which was 100. So basically, if I wanted to use this one here to calculate gross profit, let me just show you instead of doing just talking about it. I was going to take the 30,000, which is cost of sales, and multiply by the percentage of what I want, which is my gross profit, that will be 30, and divide it by the percentage of cost of sales, which is 100. When you press the equal sign, it'll give you actually, why did I use 30 here? Because the percentage is not 30%. The percentage is 33,3333333333333. And when you press the equal sign, it'll give you 10,000 Rand as your gross profit. Okay. Otherwise, you can just take your sales value minus your cost of sales value. We good? Great. Now it is your turn. Give yourself around 5 minutes and complete this. All right. Once the 5 minutes is over, you can press play, and here are the answers. Now, for the last one, you were not given the markup, and probably you don't know how I got this 40. To calculate the markup, you will just take your gross profit and divide it by cost of sales. It'll give you 40% markup. So markup percentage is gross profit divided by cost of sales. So your gross profit there was 18,000. You will divide it by cost of sales value, which is 45,000, and then multiply that by 100. Press equal sign, it'll give you 40. That 40 is simply 40%. That's how you calculate your markup. All right, you good? Now, let me show you where this will work. I'll just show you a couple of papers. I think I'll just show you 2 papers. I'll start with this paper here. This is the grade 10 November paper, and you will learn about this later on. If you're in grade 10, you've already learned about this. And well, if you're in grade 9, we have done this, but we did it as an accounting equation, and we'll do it in the debtors journal and the debtors allowances and CRJ and so on. Look at this here. They said here, Romeo Traders uses a markup of 100% on all merchandise sold. And we're supposed to specify that it's 100% on cost of sales. And let's see where we are going to use this. I will just go to the first adjustment where they say the sale of merchandise on credit to MK Jonas for 4,500 was not recorded. Remember, when an invoice has been omitted, like it has been omitted here, 4 accounts will be affected. We debit debtors control because we sold these goods on credit, so the debtor will owe us 4,500. Debit debtors control because it's an asset. Then you credit sales with that 4,500. Then you will have to debit. When you debit sales, note that if you were preparing the income statement, you were going to add that 4,500 to your sales value and then add it again under debtors control, which is in trade and other receivables. That is for the first 2 accounts. The next 2 accounts, you are going to have to calculate the cost price of that 4,500. And that's where you use the principles you learned today. You are basically going to take, let me find my calculator. You are basically going to take 4,500. You multiply by what you want. We want cost of sales. So cost of sales will be at 100. But that 4,500, already it is at 200% because we want to make 100% profit. Now, how do I get that 200%? You simply take your cost of sales percentage, which is 100, then you add your markup percentage, which is 100, and that gives you 200. That 4,500 is at 200%. I remember giving this to as a test to one of my grade 12s. I think I gave them a markup of 150. And when they were calculating cost of sale, they multiplied by 100 and they divided by 150. Missing the point. Note that the selling price is 100 plus the markup. 100 plus the markup. So they were supposed to divide by 250 instead of dividing by 150. And here it'll give you your cost of sales value of 2,250. That 2,250, you are going to add it to cost of sales amount and subtract it from your trading stock. I just wanted to get the memo for this so that you can see what I am talking about. It's November paper. Oh no, I don't have the memo to this. Okay, I don't have the memo to this. However, in your answer book, you were simply going to go to your income statement, and to your income statement, to that 625,850, you are going to add 4,000, and you have cost of sales value. The cost of sales value that was given to you is how much? Let me see what your cost of sales value was. So you are going to take this 309,000 and add that 2,250. Okay, and then you're going to subtract it again from your trading stock. This is for grade 10s. And for grade 12s, let me see for grade 12s what I have. I've got this May 2022. What are they saying here? So they say, well, this one, it's all about the return of stock. And obviously when goods are returned, this 11,900 will have to be minused from sales because it's debtor's allowance. Let's say you were not given that cost price. How are you going to get it? Please know that you were not, if you were not given the cost price, they would have given you a markup, which is 75%. So since we have the selling price of 11,900, I was going to take that 11,900, which is the selling price, multiplied by the percentage of cost of sales, which is 100, and divided by the percentage of selling price. That 11,900 is at 175 because it's 100 plus the markup, which is 175. And it was going to give me the cost price of, okay, I messed up here. It's not 400, it is 900. It's 900 there. And it was going to give me that cost of sales amount of 6,900. Let me try and see if this one has the memo. Okay, and let's see what the memo says. Okay, this is just to show you that whatever you're learning now, it's very important. And as I've said, I'm building up. And later on, for those that are in grade 10, there's no later on. You know this by now. And grade 11, you know this by now. So you see, you are going to subtract that 11,900 from sales, and you're going to subtract that 6,800. If it was not given to you, you were going to calculate it because you had the markup. Okay. And this 11,900 must also be subtracted from They didn't ask for trade in other receivable. Oh, there it is. It must be subtracted from trade in other receivables. And we subtracted it already from sales. And that's 6,800. We're going to subtract it from trading stock when we calculate our trading stock surplus or deficit. Let me see if they do have here. No, they didn't put any adjustment relating to trading stock, but we have trading stock deficit. You see, there it is. That's 6,800. You are going to add it to your trading stock. I'm guessing here the fact that they're subtracting it again, it means that these goods were returned to the supplier. Oh, there it is. I knew it. And oh, I gave a question like this in one of my prelims. Um, yeah, it did the most. It did the most. The thing is, I teach everything thoroughly. I teach all concepts thoroughly. And as my student, you need to remember everything that I teach you. You need to remember everything you've learned. I remember this as well. Oh, it was such a nice paper. Yes. Okay, this is just me showing you where you're going to use this and how important it will be for you later on. Okay, let me just finish this video quickly. I'm going to teach you how to calculate cost of sales using word code. I don't think businesses still use the word code. So word code simply says that you will be given a word that has 10 letters, and behind each letter you will have a number, but they will tell you what the number is of the first letter. And those numbers must be between 0 and 9. For instance, in the first one, black horse, it means B will be 0 and L will be 1 and it'll stop at 9. And the code that says find the cost price, which is KKB/EE. K is 4 and K is 4. B is 0. EE will be 99. So the cost price here is 440,99. Okay. What if we find HOKL/BB? H is 5, O is 6, K is 4, L is 1, BB is 0, 0. You can try that with Black House and yeah, okay, you can try that out. Word code is quite simple. Now, why did we go through all of this? Please try to do this quickly. So use this information to prepare your debtors journal, then your debtors allowances journal, your CRJ, debtors ledger of Bisco Sana and Kylie, and the debtors list. Then you prepare your general ledger account. Okay, I have actually posted this to the grade 10 Google Classroom, so you can get these notes there and start working on this. All right, I think that is it from me. Thank you for watching. Obviously, if you're in grade 11, 12, I don't expect you to do this, but if you're in grade 9 and 10, I expect you to do all of this. This is just for me to teach you how to work with the markup. There was one question that I gave my students. For instance, I told them that we donated goods to Pulusong Hospital, right? And by donating these goods, we lost 1,520. We forfeited a gross profit of 520, but we didn't actually lose this. We donated them to Pulusong Hospital. And I was asking them to record that because we donated, that is donations, and donations are recorded at cost price. And I gave them the markup already. So they couldn't record this as donations because for you to record donations, you need the cost price of the product. I think the markup was 25% or 20%. The markup was how much? I'm trying to remember. I think the markup was 20%. Markup was 20%, I think. So if the markup is 20% on cost, they had to find the cost price. And to find the cost price, they had to multiply it by 100 and divide it by the 20, because I said that is the gross profit you forfeited. So that gross profit is at 20%. And they had to calculate the cost price, which will be 6,700. This 6,700 represents the cost price of the goods that were donated. So you will put it in the statement of profit or loss, i.e. the income statement as donations, so it will be 7,600, but also you will also subtract your trading stock that you have in the trial balance with that 7,600 and then start comparing. And trust me, it dealt with most of my students because they forgot when they got to grade 11. Remember, I did this in grade 9, I did it in grade 10. By the time they get to grade 11, they forgot this table that we just did right now. And they got this table right when I gave it to them as classwork, but they forgot. They forgot how to do this. They forgot mainly something like this one here, where you have the markup, the gross profit there is 25%. Just like I said here, we forfeited 1,520, which is the gross profit. And they just had to work from that. And it dealt with them. All right, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Actually, yeah, I think that's it. And do not forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, let your friends know about the channel. Thank you so much for watching.